it's also important to understand the impact calendars have on your schedule and the calculation of start and finish dates. So let's talk about working with calendars. We're going to find this under Change Working Time under the Project tab. And there you can modify existing calendars or create new calendars. And calendars can be applied at the project level, which means that it'll impact all of the tasks that are in your project. You can also apply them at the task level, which means they'll just impact that particular task. So maybe you want to have a working weekend calendar just for one task because you're doing an installation or a conversion over that weekend. You can also apply them at the resource level. So maybe you have multinational resources and they have different holidays and different calendars, say for other parts of the world that you're working in. And Microsoft Project comes with the default standard calendar, which is basically the Monday through Friday 5-day work week with no holidays and non-working weekends, basically defaulting to 40 hours a week, 8 hours per day, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So let's go have a look at this. I'm just going to switch over to Project. And under the Project tab, I'm going to click on Change Working Time. And here you can see that I've got basically working time from Monday to Friday. The standard time is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with 1 hour for lunch, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week kind of thing. And there's no holidays. So I can either modify the standard calendar, or if I want to, I can click on Create New Calendar. And let's just create one called Training 1 Calendar just for this training purpose. And it's going to make a copy of the standard calendar, so I have a good starting point. And I can start adding in holidays. So for example, on July 4th, and maybe our organization gets July 4th and 5th off. So I can come in here and just say this is our July 4th holiday. And those become non-working days. So if something starts on the 3rd and it's 2 days long, it won't end on the 5th. It'll get pushed out to the 8th. So it has a pretty significant impact on the calculation of start and finish dates. And you can also come in here and click on this and look at the details, and you can change it to working times and maybe only working half a day on that Friday, and you can put in recurrence patterns. So maybe in the summer you only work half days on Fridays and everybody gets Friday afternoons off, and you can build that in there and so forth. So I just click OK. You'll also notice that in here I can click on options and it will take me to the options area. Remember we got there through the file tab under options, same thing. And just to quickly refresh that, you can have your week start on your fiscal year, but you can also have your default start and finish dates here, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Hours per day is 8, hours per week is 40, days per month is 20. Now I wouldn't necessarily change this unless you have a compelling reason to do so. Otherwise just leave it the way it is. And then you can add in other holidays. So maybe in August we don't have a holiday, but in September we have Labor Day. And you can add all of the organization's holidays. Now this will be ending up being our company calendar that we would apply at the project level. I can create another one called working weekends and make all my Saturdays and Sundays working time instead of non-working time, and so on. So this is how you can come in here and modify the calendar. Now once you have created your calendars, they haven't been applied anywhere, they're just created. So it's up to you to apply them at the project level, the task level, or the resource level. So if I hit OK, and I want to apply them at the project level, I can simply click on the project information dialog box, and you'll notice here there's calendar, and I can select Training 1 calendar. Now this will apply to all of the tasks that I enter into my project. If I want to apply them at the task level, I don't have any tasks in here yet, but let's just say that I entered in task 1 here as an example. I can double click on that task, go to the Advanced tab, and notice there's a calendar option here. Now the default is none, which means that it's going to use the project calendar. So you don't have to change it unless there's an exception. But maybe I click on this and all of a sudden we're doing a 24-hour day calendar, or maybe you've created that working weekend calendar and you just want to apply it to this one task. Therefore, that will only impact that one task. So that's how you apply it at the project and the task level. If I was in the resource sheet, and we're going to get to this later on in this course, but let's just say that we are here now and I had a resource in here in my resource pool, I can come over here and change my base calendar for that resource as well. And project again is smart enough to understand that when you assign that resource to the task, it'll take that into consideration when it calculates the start and finish dates right here in your schedule. So again, creating new calendars under the project tab or modifying existing calendars, then you apply them at the project, task, or resource level.